Hey, hello everybody. Whoops. Today I'm gonna make a couple little appetizers for the holidays. Or this is just stuff you can keep around in the freezer and, you know, serve a little bit with a bowl of chili. Okay, so here's what we have here. We got the usual puff pastry. You can find that at the store in the freezer section. It's called puff pastry. Everybody knows what that stuff is. All right, here's a pack of hot dogs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the hot dogs into puff pastry and then cut them to size, and they're very good. You'd be surprised. Um, what I did here was I rolled out the puff pastry a little bit. You know, it's a little bit too thick from the store. So I rolled it out just a little bit. You know, not a whole heck of a lot, but a little bit. All right, over there in that bowl is an egg yolk, a little bit of milk, and a little dash of sugar. Maybe like a teaspoon of sugar and, a splash of milk and one egg yolk. That's just to help well, first of all, I'm using it for glue, and then it'll help to brown everything. I'm going to paint it on top of the puff pastry, and the stuff will get nice and brown. All right, so there you go. You put your hot dogs in end to end and roll it up. And a little more glue. All right, there you go. All right, end to end, put in the glue. There you go. Alrighty. And roll it. All right, cool. Man, I'll tell you what, the kids love these things. If you want to make these ahead, make them up and freeze them. And then when you want to, bake them, when you need them, just take them out and bake them. They're really good. And like I said, kids love them. Heck, I love them. I put some of them in the freezer. Okay, I didn't cook them all last night. I just put some in the freezer, and you'll see here in a minute. I only had 5 hot dogs in that pack. If I had 6, I'd, make the whole thing, but there was only 5. But that's all right. Okay, now I'm going to cut them to size, whatever size you want them. If you're making canapes or hors d'oeuvres, cut them this size. If you want to make them a little bigger, go right ahead. Doesn't matter. I just figured I'd show you a video for the holiday, for Christmas coming up. And you might want to make some of these. You can make them ahead and freeze them. That's the good part. Okay, so here goes. How many is that? 8. All right. Okay, I'm going to brush the egg yolks on top of them here in a minute. There you go. All right, that's going to give them a nice rich color. There's only one egg yolk in that bowl, by the way. Okay. Now, the rest of these I'm going to freeze. So, here we go. I made some chili last week. I made like 1.5 gallons of chili. And then I froze it in the plastic bags, with the freezer bags. And I froze it in 1 portion sizes. So what I can do now is I'll take out a bag of chili, throw it in the microwave, throw a couple of these in the toaster oven. Oh man, that's all you need. Woohoo! All right, so let me put these away here. I'm going to brush them first. Now listen, when you freeze them, don't cover them. Just freeze them like they are right here. Freeze them overnight, and then the next morning, make sure you remember to put them in something airtight. Otherwise, they'll get freezer burnt. So what I did was I just put this tinfoil thing into the freezer, just like it is. All right. Then this morning, I took them out and I put them into some more freezer bags. I put them all in there, and then and I sealed them up, and they're good to go. Okay, now this little piece of puff pastry that I have left, I hate throwing this stuff away. So I'm just going to cut it into strips. Going to roll it up a little bit, or twist it up rather, and put some cinnamon sugar on it. And it's really good. There we go. All right, the next thing I have is some ham and cheese in phyllo dough. Okay, now what I did was I diced up some ham, I diced up some Swiss cheese, and I took some of the bread and butter pickles that I made, I don't know, a long time ago. And I cut those up into little wedges. And I'm going to put the ham and cheese inside the phyllo, and then roll them up into triangles. The hot dogs you can serve with, a bowl of gourmet mustard. If you're using them as appetizers, stick a toothpick in each one after they're baked, and have some fancy mustard. Okay, this is phyllo. That's butter that I'm putting in between each sheet. Okay, that's melted butter, and you have to have it, otherwise the phyllo dough gets dry and crumbles, and it's really bad news. So you got to have the butter. All right, there we go. I think I put about six pieces of phyllo. All right, now I'm going to cut them in. Well, not yet. Now listen, when you have extra phyllo dough, don't let it sit out, because it'll dry out and it'll just crumble. So put it away right away. What I did was I saved the plastic bag that it came in, and I put it right back in the bag. Okay, so there's 6 pieces. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it into 3 lengthwise. I'm going to cut it into 3. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3. All right. Now I'm going to put a little bit of the chopped ham. There we go. A little bit of the chopped Swiss cheese. And 1 little wedge of pickle in there. There you go. All right. Now start rolling it in triangular shapes. Go from one side to the other. There you go. Okay, pretty soon it'll all be sealed. It'll be sealed up in there. There you go. Okay. Nice. All right, cool. I'm going to cook them right along with the whatchamacallit, with the hot dogs. You could use other things other than hot dogs. You could use sausage. You could use those little, what do they call them? Cocktail franks. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be hot dogs. It could be something fancier. Okay, there's the pickle. Here comes the ham and the cheese. Oh, these things are really good. I like them. And again, you could serve them with, some fancy mustards, or something like that. All right, now here they are when they come out of the oven. 375 degrees, by the way. Hey, listen, I told somebody you cook puff pastry at 4 1/4. I'm sorry, I goofed. I don't know what was wrong. I was probably drunk. But it's 375. There they are. There's the hot dogs and the little phyllo dough things. And you know what? You could probably find this someplace else around town, but you ain't going to find it any better than this. I got to go. I got to eat.